Is there a reason why self proclaimed spiritual people are not able to manifest anything meaningful in their lives? Constantly being confused about what is spiritual, what is material, should I go after my ambition and the things that I want in life, or should I actually follow the quote unquote purpose of my life, or what I've read or what I've been taught, and that I should go beyond my desires and not care about this material life, because this material life only gives me dukh, and it is set up in a way that this is all empty, this is all maya. So then what's the point of running behind maya? So should I surrender all my desires? Should I get over my desires? Should I meditate so much so that I don't feel any desires at all? It's all a very confusing business, and I'm very saddened to say that nobody is really trying to make it very clear for you either. Because if they make it simple and clear, then anyway, let me not even finish that sentence. So, what should you do? Well, you have to look at how life is set up. Once you have clarity about that, you will get clarity about what you should want as against what somebody else has told you you should want, you know. So, here it is. I was a spiritual person, self proclaimed spiritual in the all those senses, And then I discovered that my material possessions rather, they were not increasing, and that gave me actually a lot of dukh, that I did not have enough financial security of my own. But I was very spiritual. I used to meditate twice a day, do yogasan twice a day, pranayam also. In fact, I had a degree in philosophy from college, so definitely a spiritual person. But yet, not running behind my ambition was not making me particularly ecstatic every day, thinking that oh, I've achieved everything. That was not the feeling I was getting. So I read a sentence in a book one day, and I'll tell you this: most of my phenomenal breakthroughs have come from books, from self learning, and going outside what you've been taught to read all kinds of books, even if they don't adhere to your current point of view. So I read this line which said, desire itself does not bring misery. The belief that your desire is not going to be fulfilled, that brings misery. And it hit a chord inside me. I lit up from inside. I was like, yeah, that's actually true, because I don't have the mental equipment, the mental tools to actually go behind all the riches and the wealth and the financial security and comfort that I actually wished. I am not ashamed to admit it at all. Who doesn't need material comfort as well? Why not? Because that's the first mistake. To think that going after material comfort is somehow compromising on your spirituality. Somehow eating bland food is a mark of great, spirituality. It's not so. So I would recommend this to you. First, understand how your life is set up. The purpose of life and who is God and blah, all that, we'll tackle that later. First, know that you have come here on this planet for a reason. You have not come here to suffer, and you've certainly not come here to detach yourself in your 20s, not look forward to anything, not enjoy this bounty of happiness and pleasure. So many experiences await you, and you are running away from them. There is a time for everything. In your 50s and 60s, anyway, your physical capacity will start slowly going down. So, anyway, you won't be able to eat much, see much, enjoy much, get up and dance, and travel here and there every other month. Anyway, you won't be able to do that. And so 20s, 30s, you are still young. Go after everything you want. But your life, know that you are that free that you can even choose bondage. Your mood, your thoughts, your beliefs, and what you experience in your own life, they are connected. It is understating it, but they are connected like how. And also know that your life is a single player game. Nothing that somebody else does can affect your life. It can happen only if you allow it. A very common example is, especially on social media, people love to rant against wealthy people, the super wealthy people, the topmost wealthy guys. So they think that they are not successful because those guys have taken all the money for themselves. It's not so. You just found another excuse to, you know, be a loser in your own life. This is now how not how it works. It's not like some, uh, finite resource. Wealth is not a finite resource, and that somebody else is stealing it more, and therefore that's why you are not rich. Come on. Because if that were so, then all kinds of resources should have been like that. Health is also a resource. If you are healthy, what, you're going to fall sick for some days so that somebody else can feel healthy? No, you have to think about wealth also in that way. Yeah, I know I'm talking a lot about wealth, but spirituality, the biggest mistake is also to, not give wealth its due importance, looking at wealth and riches and money like, oh, I don't need it. Of course you do. Of course you do. We have an entire, a goddess, beautiful Lakshmi ji, who is the department head for finances. What are you talking about? So if money were not that important, and if you actually look at all our gods and goddesses, they are all wealthy. Golden crowns, diamonds and rubies, and they live in mansions and palaces. So they have not told you to become poor and remain poor and detach from everything. No, this is a very big mistake. So start here first. Understand, read beyond what you've been told. Open your mind. Everything that you think that you want, you can have it. But you just have to go about it in a sort of specific manner by using your own mind. You don't need anyone else on the outside. You have everything that you have within you to get everything that you want. I don't want to make this a very long video, so I'll see you in the next one. Subscribe if you like this. Please leave a like so that other people may also be suggested this video. Thank you.